Pegasus. Yes. I actually, after our match, I started playing Dark Elves into Wood Elves, and I was like, I'm gonna do what the spicy Icy did to me, and I was having very, very high success rates with it. So,
Really,
yeah.
it's a decent build. There are some serious problems with this matchup though. Like I don't know. I've tried it many a time. I've got some builds that are functional, but they're not auto win, and really they give more play to your opponent than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a horrible matchup. Really, it shouldn't be played.
Yeah.
I think it's more important to ban Wood Elves than banning Greenskins, for instance. I just both of them are just pure hell. I hate them both. But Greenskins is more doable.
Well, there you go, guys. Sounds like Greenskins and Wood Elves are the bans. There's a question answered immediately, folks.
No, Bretonia Wood Elves
Ooh,
definitely need
Bretonia and Wood Elves. And
Bretonia is even worse
then what? Wood Elves or just Greenskins?
than everything. Bretonia is just downright unwinnable. I'm pretty sure. Once you get to a certain level of play, I
Yeah.
mean, like you can try your best to goon Faye, but generally Faye sort of counts as your entire roster, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it. Um, Especially if they bring like air paladins, so you can't even reliably bring manticores anymore. And it's just their cav beats you. They have lots of archers. They're wider than you are. They're not going to block for soul stealers. It's just terrible. It's horrible. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah. Ready when you are, I guess.
All right. Sounds like a plan, my friend.
Missiles ready! Way Watchers! Lady of the Glade!
Is this the Way Watcher build again?
Acknowledged!
It is. I'm trying to practice with them. To be honest, I hear that they're just cancer for Dark Elves. But
I think there are better ways to play versus Dark
yeah,
Elves.
exactly. I was like, but I have someone here that is an authority on the subject, so
I still think they're very good against like traditional Way Watcher kite. But I think you're a little bit heavy on your front line as far as I can see. Like if you're kiting with Way Watchers, I mean there's not so much need to go so heavy on front line. I don't think.
okay.
Children of Ethel Lauren! With haste! Way Watchers! For Eldrazor! For Kratos! Swiftly! We accept! Understood! Way Watchers!
Just be warned, I haven't played today, so
That's fine. Me neither.
my micro is probably not gonna be. Where is it?
It's perfect because like I haven't played, you haven't played, nobody's playing.
Straight away! Orders acknowledged! Swiftly! At once! Way Watchers! Go! Ever ready!
You don't have the adrenaline factor though that I do of trying to beat a legend. You're just trying to beat a Murph. So
Legend Kappa.
that's all a difference. If you don't think you're a legend, you are mistaken, sir.
Ready! The forest calls! For Ariel!
Oh no, my cold ones. I love it how Dark Elf builds legit got to the point where it's like I'm not allowed more Dark Riders, so I have to take a cold one instead. Like you're not even taking cold ones for the heavy cap pack. You're just taking cold ones because you already have 4 Dark Riders.
Interesting. I haven't heard/thought of that.
Yeah, I mean it's literally the Dark Rider problem.
The Dark Rider problem.
To battle! Yes?
You guys all know what I'm talking about. The Dark Rider problem, you guys.
Exactly.
For Ethel Lauren! Archers ready! this.
Okay.
At pace. Our bows are yours.
What? Why did it route?
Orders.
Or the cap.
For
No,
Eldredor.
my
Lady of the Azrays. At pace.
my mage.
Immediately.
Oh, because I gooned it.
Yeah, but it had just come back and then it routed again.
Oh right, yeah. Sometimes things do that.
Yeah,
That's very
it was
strange.
just it was like
I had a game in ECL finals against Disty where sort of the same thing happened, and I lost because of it. So that was sad.
well, you deserved it probably. I don't. I'm a nice guy.
Ever ready. Way Watchers. To battle. With haste. Faster.
I mean, really, this build is wide enough to contend with Way Watchers. I still don't think it's a fun time, but
Armed and ready. It shall be done. To the
I think I
fray.
might clutch
We
it.
are
I think you're
tireless.
going to. I'm doing my best to prevent such a thing,
Our bows
but
are
you know,
yours.
it's, it feels like it's slipping away from me. My lord, I kind of inted over there.
Ready to fire.
It was
They will
unfortunate.
Yeah, Manticore is gonna Manticore, unfortunately.
Aye.
Yeah, and like
I'm
you're
so
not
glad
sure if you're a
Chemical said
legend.
Manticores.
You introduced the double manticore meta to the world
Eternal.
The Marathi double Manticore specifically.
specifically.
Archers.
I'd say like Exalted Heroes or other double Manticore metas were very much
At
a
once.
thing long before I came.
We understand.
Okay. Well, you know what? It doesn't even
But
matter.
it's
You
it's
popularized it.
it's like a very specific idea. Like the idea is that, of course, you beat any single entity with a 3-man single entity squad, and then if they blob on you with more single entities, well, you have Soul Stealer. That's really just it.
Yep.
That's the whole idea,
It works
and
very well.
it works.
Very well.
Works just fine.
I quite like it.
Armed and ready. Trample them.
There it is.
GG.
Oh, that was a good game though.
Yeah, it was a good one. You split the damage between my assassins. I think that's a mistake.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, your Way Watchers didn't really get compromised because I didn't really need them to get compromised. You know, because there's not many Way Watcher targets in my army. Like Cold on Knights died, but they always do, right? They're literally there just to be another cav unit. I would recommend either Glade Guard spam or a more mobile Way Watcher kite, especially on the cav beta. Once Wild Riders are like really good again, I would recommend going like triple Way Watcher, double Wild Rider. You know, still take 4 spears, right? But and that kind of play instead. Just classic Way Watcher kite.
Yeah, I have played 3 games with this build,
Yeah.
and that was the
Sure.
third one right there. And so I honestly, I don't know what I'm doing with it. I just heard play Way Watchers, and so I started doing it just to try and practice. And
Well, so when you are taking
stoked.
Way Watchers, ideally you want to kite. Like you sort of accepted that the frontline engagement was going to happen, but you don't need to do that. You can just sort of kite back. Just like move back with your entire army whilst you shoot important stuff with Way Watchers. If I overextend, then you have a net and you just instantly delete something important.
Yeah, like I did to the cold ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But then something's gonna get netted, right? Like nothing really I can do about it.
Yeah.
There's the sort of reliance on elite units from the Dark Elf roster is a bit of a pain in this matchup. But you can also go full rush like I did last time with like lots of Scourgeoners, Dark Riders, Manticores. You know, just rush you down.
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly what I was expecting. But, yeah.
There's also double Hydra. That's also a thing.
Ooh, double Hydra.
And that's like a really slow style of play. Like you just basically it's this build that I took, but without the assassins, without the repeater crossbows, without the manticore, and then like 2 war hydras. And the idea is to actually tank all the way Watcher Fire.
So,
I'm not sure which style of play is better.
what is the scariest Wood Elf build to see when you are a Dark Elf? And why?
I think air cheese is pretty awful to see. Like I hate playing against air cheese. That's actually why I have repeater crossbows and K-Knight assassins, because they counter it fairly well.
Hmm.
It's either that or like a Glade Guard spam, you know.
Yeah.
Meta against Dark Elves actually is range spam pretty like in a lot of different matchups. Like Bretonia, it is Dwarves, it is Empire, Lizardmen, even Coast to some extent. Wood Elves. I'm trying to think what else. High Elves, Greenskin, Skaven, like the amount of time Skaven come in with 3 or 4 Giselles here. It's because like Dark Elves have really low HP pools.
Mm-hmm.
We have no healing, and it's very easy to snipe the win conditions, which are either Manticores or Marathi or heavy cavalry, repeated crossbows, Scourgeoners, elite infantry if anyone's insane enough to bring it.
I honestly, I really didn't know that's how you fought a Dark Elf.
In a lot of matchups, that's how I think the best way to do it is.
Yeah, and their ranged has pretty low range too.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you compare like dark shards and repeated crossbows to like high elf archers, right, or glade guard. Um, Honestly, comparing dark shards to starfire shafts is one of the things that just annoys me more than anything. Because it's like it's a little bit more expensive, but they have like plus 50 range or something stupid like that.
Yeah, what about bringing shields on your Dark Shards? Does that really even help at all? I mean, it's a silver
Yeah,
shield.
you can. I also, I mean, actually, this exact build here, you can swap the 3 repeated crossbows for 3 shielded dark shards. That's another way to play this matchup, and just spam as many shields as you can.
Yeah.
But I think repeated crossbows with good micro might be a little bit stronger.
Fair
I
enough.
think. I've done a lot of testing with it, but I need to run it a few more times.
All right. Well, I opened up the stream on Discord so you can watch it all in real time.
Oh, awesome! Great.
And let's get into a replay. We've got a High Elf versus Dark Elf Classic is what this one apparently
Awesome.
is called. But bam.
Those are certainly 2 builds. As Falcon would say, this is a build.
This is a build. Duh.
When he's lying, it's most certainly not a build.
Exactly. Okay. So let's just take a look, Skidoodle. Obviously, he's not approving you guys. Dark Riders with Cold One Dread Knights. We have Knights of the Ebon Claw Dread Knights and 3 Cold One
I
Dread
mean,
Knight.
I cannot dislike triple Dread Knights. It's just so cool. I
Okay.
love Dread Knights so
He
much.
loves it. He just doesn't think it's meta. Is that a
Yeah,
more
no,
fair
it's
thing to say?
yeah. This is not meta, and it's certainly not meta against high elves.
We got Malekith,
But what I will say is that Dread Knights
Triple Bleaky.
after the cavalry beta are
Uh-huh.
actually a good unit again.
That's
So,
beautiful. Witch elves and 2 manticores, along with just 1 dark shard with shields.
right.
And over here
So
on the
I
high elf
guess
side,
one dark shard is just to zone out a dragon or whatever.
we got 2 rangers, a white lion of Krace, 3 archers in their lovely little box. Real human being 1. Oh my god. I kind of hope that you're actually a bot, Real Human Being 1, but thank you for the follow. 4 spearmen, 2 silver helms with shields, led by Alariel on her... Not a pigeon. Is that not a... No,
Yeah,
it is. It is.
on a pigeon, yeah.
Okay, I was like, what the heck? Just the way it looked kind of looked like a horse. And an Arcane Phoenix!
I mean, this is basically a typical high elf build here. I'd probably prefer to see like at least 1 bolt thrower. Just because like this just loses instantly to Squadron Chariots. Because you don't have nets, you don't have Spirit Leech, right? The Squadroners are going to dodge all of these archer shots. You're going to lose all your cav, and then they will cycle charge your entire army
Yeah.
to death, and you will lose. And it will be very sad.
I love Scourge
So,
Runners. They're so good. Oh my gosh.
that is this matchup in a nutshell. It's did the High Elves bring enough answers to Squadroners? Basically. So yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's watch it. Hey, Dino Egg.
So with the way cavalry works, it's probably best to have them behind your infantry in a matchup like this, because you sort of want to just smash through the front line super quick and get to the back line. If you go around the side, like he's gonna screen you out, and meanwhile your front line is losing because you invested like over 4k into the cavalry, whilst the high elves didn't.
Right. Okay.
For the high elf player, like you actually just gave the dark elves some of the way into your range, into your max range. You are still repositioning even when the enemy front line was in range, which is a huge mistake.
Not good.
Like you want to maximize the full firing time. Also, stop shooting at bleak swords.
Yeah, I was thinking that immediately. I was like, oh no. There's some witch elves you could have shot. Obviously, these dark riders, cold ones, dread knights. They're all
right. So I mean, this is yeah, Tempest is great.
This poor man.
Looks like a solid high elf game so far, except for the what I mentioned a second ago.
Ranged, yeah.
You do need to reposition your spears though, because right now that it's a clean gap straight into your archers.
Yeah, they're not protecting them.
And from the dark elf side, like you could have shut down all 3 archers with this cav. Instead, you decided to crump a spear unit.
Yeah, and they're all like look at all these units.
One dread knight would have done the same. There was no need to commit like 2 of them plus dark riders.
Real human, yes.
It still looks like it'll be a dark elf game.
Yeah.
But...
Oh, these poor cold one dread knights back here charging into spears. It looked like again.
Well, I think they got caught by the silver helms.
And then they got the spears supported. Yeah.
I think if you're running a build like this, yeah, like nets are nice. Like you can bring Techless here. Techless is my personal choice in this matchup.
Techless, and you bring a net.
Yeah, you get nets for Scourgeoners, and you also get you get Fiery Convocation. Just in case the Dark Elves decide to bring a decent front line, which sometimes they do here.
Okay.
I used to have a build here with triple executioner. That was fun.
Yeah, I actually saw a triple executioner build get hit by 1 fiery convocation, and they all died.
Yeah, that sucks to watch.
It was actually glorious because we were just watching replays. And the juice in that one spell I had never seen in my life. Soul Stealer coming down on this blob over here. It's not crazy value, but it's not bad.
Well, honestly, it looks to me, the spares probably carry it out right now. Plus the pigeon.
I really don't like the way this Dark Elf player has been using his cavalry. They've all been running around in one solid blob.
Yeah, it's not a great way to do it, especially when you need to shut down archer ones. And you could have shut them down a lot quicker and with a lot less casualties on your Dread Knights. But because you sort of blobbed them, you were fighting on spears the whole time. Because they were able to zone you out very well. And yeah.
Oh, it was you, Mr. Twofull. You're right. That was beautiful. Spears. Pigeons over on the dark shards.
I do like the choice of Coldon Malekith here. I think he's probably one of the best lords in this matchup. Marathi's good, but if you take her in the air, they do still have Tempest, and they also have Net. Like if you get netted and then just killed by like, you know, Larry and an Eagle or Larry and a Phoenix, you're just gonna feel really stupid. I've been there before. For
so
sure.
you just think Malekith on the ground?
Yeah, is one of the good choices, I think. From the Dark Elf side, there are things you need to be aware of. You either bring no targets for Tempest, and bring no air whatsoever, or you bring like 3 targets for Tempest. You know, Marathi double Manticore, and then suddenly they can't Tempest everything, so you're okay. Also, Tempest is an AoE ability, so both your Manticores got hit by the Tempest earlier, which isn't good. In this matchup, you do need to keep them split up, at least, you know, on the way in.
Right.
Yeah. Oh wait, is Malekith actually going to carry this? That would be really funny.
He's fighting.
He should have better
trying.
stats than the pigeon, so it wouldn't surprise me.
He's starting to route a bunch of stuff off. Squishing this Phoenix. Yeah, Phoenix goes, never mind, I don't want to fight this. Yeah, I bet you don't. Into the archers, huh? What about the pigeon and stuff? Support your knights for a little bit?
Well, pigeon's just going to avoid him, so yeah, he should go on the archers. Okay, but he needs to turn around here. When you're taking a charge, you should turn around so that you don't waste the time. Yeah, because he took the burst damage because he just got hit in the back. And he couldn't hit them back very quickly because he had to actually turn around. So if you see an enemy air unit coming in for a dive, you actually need to manually turn around your single entity.
Wow.
Because then you'll be ready to hit them back as soon as they hit the ground.
I've never thought of that. And it raises your melee defense and everything because you have a 0 from the back.
Yeah. That actually is less significant because of the way charge bonus works.
Right.
It's very unlikely that you'll actually avoid the hit anyway.
Yeah,
but you are right. Like
it helps.
You know,
it helps, Spicy Icy.
Yeah, on occasion you might really look out and not get hit on the charge. But yeah, always turn around to take an aerial charge from single entities. Yep. If you can, of course.
If you can, which you can, boys. Okay.
So as for the build, obviously, Dread Spear's Bleak Sword's fine. I do wonder what the intention is with this build. Yeah. Like I don't really know what the win condition is.
I mean, I would assume it's supposed to be the Dread Knights, but...
Well, yeah, but they're never really gonna be a win condition against tiles.
Exactly.
Like, they're just sort of gonna...
a faction
They're
that
gonna
has a
shoot
basic
you and
infantry of
drown you in
spearmen.
spears and
Yeah.
silverins. Silverins are a pain here because they beat all the Dark Elf infantry except for, you know, Sisters, Blackguard,
Executioners.
and Executioners. And if they bring any of those, well, you just shoot them. They also don't die to Burning Head or Pendulum, which are both also very common spells here. Supreme Sorceress is also a good pick in this matchup. Just
What
you
lore?
go super wide.
You-
Probably Fire. I think
Fire.
Fire is always the best.
Fire's super good. Alrighty.
Also, because you can give a Cascading Fire Cloak to regular cold ones. And their melee defense is terrible, so giving them an extra 24 is actually very, very helpful.
That makes sense. Alright, we have AC Maiden versus
Oh,
Lord
my boy AC Maiden.
Baltimore. Yeah, AC Maiden. Love AC
This
Maiden.
will have been from Intisty Ladder, I guess.
I assume so. Ooh, this is great because I actually have the Struggies against these freaking cows. I hate them. I hate them.
Hang on. Let me look at the Dark Elf build again.
Absolutely.
So 4 riders, obviously. Scourgerunners, Method of
Yeah,
Manticore,
they've got
1
shields.
assassin.
Scourge Runner. Uh-huh.
So this actually is pretty much my build. In fact, I think it's almost exactly my build.
Pentaspears. One of them's the Hellbrunni. The Bleaky.
The only difference is I go a little bit heavier on swords over spears.
On swords. Okay.
But that's pretty much entirely because bleak swords just seem to perform very well in this matchup. I'm not really sure why. But yeah, so the game plan here is just kite them with, like, you know, 1 or 2 Scourge Runners. Basically,
Just
that's it.
kite them, huh? Three Ungors, Butchers of Kalkengard. We got Morgar Shadowgave, Bestigors, Gore Herds, Ungor Spears on the flanks, Sons of Goros, and I have Morislib with 2
Yeah.
spears in the back.
But unless it's a full rush Beastman army,
Yeah.
and by that I mean like 12 mobility, Scourge Runners are one of the best units here because Beastmen just cannot kill it. Like their best way for killing Scourge Runners is Spirit Leech. I'm not even kidding. That's their best way.
That makes sense. Kills models really effectively.
Because archers won't hit them, throwing axes won't hit them. In fact, if they send throwing axes at you, you're happy. Dogs won't kill them because you can run them over.
Right.
If they send centaurs, that's exactly what you want to be shooting at.
Yeah, because you just
So
ride
that's
away
good.
and then shoot them.
Infantry, of course, won't kill them. Archers can be dodged, like, you know.
Yeah, very easily.
Although, if you do see Eye of Morslave, just be aware of the net, right? Don't just lose 950 gold because you forgot that the Cygor has a net. That's not good.
Nevermore says, against Beastmen, I've been taking double Assassin, double Manticore, and doing very well for myself.
Yes, that's actually my exact build. I've got Marathi of Manticore, double Assassin, like two Squadroners, I think, like a bunch of chaff, Dark Rider spam.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see how this goes anyway.
We'll adopt this, you guys. That's what we're gonna do. You guys,
Yeah, I think
this series is for me.
a pretty optimized build.
It's not actually for you guys.
I would probably recommend double Assassin over just one. Just one on its own doesn't really do much because they won't kill any single entities.
What items would you bring on the assassin? What abilities,
web.
items? Web?
Web and Assassin's Trophy.
Web
That's
and
it.
Trophy. Alright.
If you do bring double Assassin, you probably don't need Trophy on both.
Ouch.
But you definitely need Web on both.
And
so here actually I would actually shoot the Bestigors, which is
chicken
pretty
contende.
funny.
Shoot the Bestigors with the Scourge Runners?
Yeah, shoot the Bestigors or shoot the Centaurs, the ROR Centaurs.
Oh yeah, Sons of Goros. And he's about to, looks like.
Yeah. Now, is he gonna waste the Spirit Leech on Marathi? Let's see.
Ooh. That
Okay,
would be a bad target.
wand on the Cygor is actually a very good wand cast because it's not fast enough to dodge, and
Lots
so
of
it'll do
damage.
solid damage.
Yeah.
People always ask me about how to use wand.
Hey, human boy, how are you, bud?
What wand is actually a really tough ability to use best because if you use it against single entities, you need to be sure that they won't dodge it, and knowing which entities can and which can't is like a big knowledge game. So shooting the Cygor, this is a little bit suspect. I actually think you want to prioritize removing all of the mass. So you shoot down the Centaurs, you shoot
Okay.
down the Minotaurs, and then suddenly the Scourgerunners will have free reign over everything, and there's
Yeah.
nothing Beastman can do about it. But I'm glad you're not taking a direct engagement so quickly. This is good. You do need to send a Manticore to help the assassin though, because he'll lose against that caster.
He's getting run over.
Oh, but he just runs away. Okay.
He just ran away. Yeah, I think he. I don't think he knew that he would win, so he left. Looks like Spirit Leech came out. Was that right? Wait, no. Warp
No,
Gaze.
it's
That
the
was the
net.
net.
So in a scenario like this, I would probably just throw down a Soul Stealer just for good measure.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh, that's a juice right
like
here.
if
Oh, here it
yeah,
comes.
exactly. If Marathi takes an unfortunate amount of burst, you do just instantly lose. So,
Yeah.
yeah, good cast. Hitting the Centaurs and hitting the Minotaurs is the main thing.
Yeah, and the Shaman too.
Well, Shaman is mad. It'll die to Manticores. They're not broken like they were before. So,
Yeah, it's still good juice. It was
but
free juice.
so this is the
Centaurs.
other thing is that the Dark Elves actually don't have a great way to kill the Gores and the Vestigores because they burn all the Scourgeoner ammo
All of its ammo's
on
gone into this, yeah.
the Cygor, who by the way is still throwing rocks.
He's not even dead, yeah.
Um, yeah, focusing single entities unless you know you can kill them is generally very suspect.
Okay.
Because when you shoot Centaurs, you're removing models and you're actually removing their DPS value.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah,
Even with the
this is
bonus to
just micro
large,
stuff.
it still works really well against the best cores, of course.
Yeah. I mean, you probably want to shoot the Centaurs first, but
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. But now you're trading cavalry, which just isn't good. Although this engagement is a good one. You draw them out, I guess.
Yeah, you drew him out, and the archers aren't helping. They're busy with these manticores in the back, shooting the scourge
But
runners and stuff.
just dodge with the Scourgeners. There's no need to be
Yeah,
taking
ouch.
all this fire at all. They cost 950 gold.
His
Wait,
micro is
was that a
synced over here.
Buna?
That's what happened.
Was that a Buna on a Scourgener?
Mm-hmm.
On the other one. Wait, what spell was cast on the Scourgener? Not that one, the other one. Oh
Buna.
no. Oh no. Okay, so Buna does more damage to units with like a model size of like maybe 45 or above. Okay? So don't Buna chariots because they will take like no damage, and that's all of your winds of magic gone.
Yeah, it did not. It did
Um,
not do very much damage. That scourge runner was almost already at that HP.
like you want to put it on Blackguard, maybe Dread Knights. You want to put it on Executioners, Sisters of Slaughter,
Would you even
any
bother
of this
bringing
stuff.
it in this matchup? You think?
No, I don't bring it.
Yeah.
I bring Spirit Leech and Trace King. Okay, so yeah. So do you see what I mean by focusing down the Cygor? The Cygor now has spent pretty much all of his ammo,
Yeah, it's probably got all its value.
and now he's gonna die. Meanwhile, you could have killed like the Minotaurs or the Centaurs, and then the Scourge Runners would have been able to kill everything, like
And
literally everything.
literally,
Um,
the thing that has happened here is that he finally got the Beastmen to kind of open up his formation by actually collapsing with everything. And the Scourge Runners, if they had had all their ammo spent on the Centaurs and on the Bestigors,
they would be free to run around and do a lot of
and
damage. Yeah.
the
Also, this is classic mistake in this matchup. You need to watch for the spawn summon.
the summon.
This with a build like this is one of the ways you can lose.
He's been
Like
tar
if
pitted.
Marathi gets trapped up by spawn, you die. And it looks like she is. So
Yeah, it certainly does.
I mean, you still might clutch it.
And I mean
But
that Cygor would
also,
have died to Marathi and the Manticores super quickly anyways. It didn't need to be low HP to die.
exactly. This is the thing. Cygors have like not great stats. They turn around very slowly. Their animations aren't very good. They're not really a melee monster.
Yeah, they're for throwing rocks.
And you can't burst them down fast enough to kill them before they burn most of their ammo anyway. So just ignore them. Just shoot something more worthwhile. So Marathi just gets out because you're very, very lucky.
Barely. Because you're very, very lucky.
Yeah.
It's not.
Assassin's still shooting the chariot though. That's good.
It's not going great.
Okay, so no. Don't send in the Manticore. No, not the Manticore. No, it's the Manticore. Okay. So in a late game scenario, when you have like one Manticore left, and he's that low, I know the other one's alive, but he's rampaging. He's routing now. So.
Yep.
You need terror in a late game. You do not throw away your final terror piece in a late game just because you fancy a bit of damage. No, you keep the Manticore very, very safe, so that when it does come to a late game, you have your terror outs available. Yeah, that's I mean, that Manticore actually could have died there, and then suddenly this end game is losing. Now it's a little bit better, yeah, because you can support with terror outs, and you have another strong single entity that can goon out Morga in a late game. So,
okay.
I mean, it looks fine. Has he got Web of Shadows on the assassin?
Let me see. Actually, where's one of them assassins?
He's with the
right
diviners.
There's one.
Yes, yes. Now would be a decent time to pop it.
Okay.
Basically, just use it like a soul stealer. Okay, so you should be dodging with the Manticore, right? You can still dodge when you're on the floor. You can move side to side. No need to take on Fire.
On the Mantafloor? Hey ho!
This
Swarm
just looks like
says,
a winning
is it
end
better
game.
to cycle charge with Marathi while fighting side to side with Manticores, or keep her in the fight?
No, you keep her in the fight because you need the debuffs.
Makes sense.
One of her debuffs is a natural AoE, but one of them is dependent on her being in combat, I believe. So,
oh, really? I don't think I've ever noticed that.
Yeah, one of the things you can do is actually float her above a combat, as you're doing right now. This is very good. You basically just float her above the big blob fight. And although she won't be giving both of her debuffs, if
One
she's
better
very
than
low
none.
and you don't want to let her die, then this is good.
Makes sense to me.
It
is close here.
Yeah, Dark Riders need to go do some cleanup now. Like,
Run into stuff. Run into these raiders. Get them out of here. Yeah, there you go.
Also, I think you should be looking for a good engagement on the Butchers. With the Manticore and the...
Here comes the Soul Stealer. Boom.
Right, so that's funny. I would have actually positioned that Soul Stealer a little bit more to the left. And the reason why is if your opponent had reacted very
He could have
quickly,
escaped with the
he could have
butchers.
escaped with the butchers, and then you like instantly lose. Um, yeah, I think this is a good engagement.
So you're
with
saying don't
Wrath
be
and
greedy
Fate.
with the Soul Stealer. Make sure it hits the target it needs to hit.
Well, yeah, okay. So you're targeting like what the butchers, which cost what like 1,800 or something.
Yeah.
Um,
Morgar and then some what? It was
and
spears.
then furthermore, they're the terror piece. They're
Yeah.
also the mass. They're
Yeah.
also the DPS in this position. Right, so their dynamic value is probably closer to 3,000 gold. The Ungor spears, well, they cost 350, and you're risking hitting the Minotaurs by trying to get a greedy Soul Stealer that hits a chaff unit as well. It's not worth it. Play like your opponent is Falcon, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Play,
That play
yeah,
like they're going to do the optimal move, and you have to
yeah,
prevent them from doing it. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. I think that
exactly.
makes a lot of
So,
sense.
so now it's just cycle charge more
Yeah,
stuff.
now he got
Oh, and make sure that those Minos don't come back.
it.
Because even with one model, they still cause terror, and they have regen. So just yeah, don't do it. It's not worth it.
Caradoc says, "Hi, Ice." Neckbet
Hi,
says,
Caradoc.
"What's the best Soul Stealer target?"
The best Soul Stealer target.
That's a pretty
Uh,
broad question.
that's a very broad question.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in a game like this, I mean, it even depends what you have left. Like, if you only have Scourgeners left, and they only have infantry and some mass, like you need to kill the mass, right?
Right.
Um, if they have like a superior single entity core, and you know you can't beat the single entity core with anything else, well, you target the single entity core. Like it's just
Damn.
establish the win conditions for each side, and then make decisions based on that.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed. A lot of the guys that I have on, you guys are always talking about figure out what the win conditions are. You need to build a
Yes,
win condition into your army, and you need to understand what the win condition of the enemy is, and that's pretty
yeah,
much going to dictate how the game is played.
of course, yeah. I actually had a game with Carl Harmon the other day, an Intercities tournament,
Uh huh.
and
Nice value on
we,
Morathi.
we had a like a super long game, but in the end, I had like a full health spear unit left against two of the single entities, and so at some point he will have made the wrong targeting decision to kill my own single entities rather than focusing down the spears,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes it cuts the other way. You know? Sometimes you should be focusing down the chaff, because chaff support's very important in this game.
Yeah, I've found much more success when I fight vampire counts, for example, that I kill the chaff as early as possible, and
Right.
everything's all alone. It's just like there you go, boys.
Ironically enough, that's probably a matchup where killing the chaff matters the least because they have summons. But, um,
Uh,
but no, I actually love this build.
loves the build.
I would. I did have a witch elf in this matchup, but I think I took it out once the Beastman single entity chariot got fixed, because suddenly you don't actually need the rampage for the wand of Coridon to hit.
Mm.
Because the way this matchup used to work with the bug chariot is you would rampage the single entity chariot, and then you would hit it with the wand, and then you would charge it with your three single entities,
And it would just
hit it
die.
with a soul stealer and a
Yeah,
web, and hopefully it would be dead by then,
that makes
and
sense.
you wouldn't actually have to fight it. Um, but now the witch elves become less important, I think.
Okay, I know that I have quite a few from my good friend Mr. Doodles, and I don't want to just spam Mr. Doodles at the end, so we'll spread him out through here.
Oh, we're doing Beastman again. Okay, so this is Void.
Apparently.
Um, from the army setups, this should be a pretty good win for the Dark Elves. Corsairs are terrible. Don't take them ever. But
Terrible.
okay, right. So
Don't
so
bring
you
'em.
you got vanguarded by beastmen. Okay, well that's on you. Like you don't vanguard against beastmen. This is
I found I
yeah.
found that
Use
out.
the. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. So you
Yeah.
instantly lose 500 gold. You might get some counterplay, but Centaurs have much better stats than you. So
Yep.
um,
So you like the quad Scourge Runner.
Scourge Runners are good here. Yeah.
Black Arcs,
Maybe
gross.
quad is a little bit too much, but it's fine.
And we are facing Gore Herds, a bunch of Ungor Spears. Centaurs on the side. He's rushing like crazy. Centaurs with throwing axes. Torox, a Brace Shaman of the Wild, and a Feral Manticore. Is he... What are you? You're just on foot. Okay. And then obviously we already saw the Centaurs. Are these 3? No, it's 2 and a Chaos Warhand with poison. Just the poison's probably just there to help mess stats up, huh?
Yeah, of course.
That's kind of sexy, you guys.
I mean, you do that with a lot of factions. You do it with Beastman and Chaos.
Lizzie's.
Well, basically anything with poison hounds. Mix
Doodle
them into
says
the
he
rest of your
knew he was
mobility.
going for Centaur spam. That's why he did Quadra Scourge Runner.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean it's tough. You're already playing one Dark Rider down, and in a build like this, Dark Riders don't just have a value of 500. It's sort of difficult to explain. Okay, so your Scourge Runners need to be running away now because they're being sent into melee against.
Would you recommend having them on skirmish at all?
Skirmish mode, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Unless you're pretty damn sure you're gonna micro correctly, in which case I'd call you arrogant.
Arrogant. I have a question.
Unless you're Falcon, in which case maybe.
I've
Skirmish mode
noticed.
might mess you up a little bit, but just have a little humility,
I've noticed that something that is very good. If you know you're going to pull back with the Scourge Runner Chariot, when you put them forward, face them backwards, and they'll shoot.
Yeah,
and then they can
that's
immediately
also
start
actually
moving.
good advice. Yeah, it's also better for dodging.
Yeah. So I actually noticed that when I was playing. It was a couple games just after playing you. I was like, you know what? If you are already facing the way you want to go, your units can instantly move. Who'd have thought?
Yeah. So the other thing going on here is that Marathi and Manticore are not supporting your mobility engagements, which is a huge mistake. Like you need those debuffs, you need the terror, and you need the damage. And right now your squadron are going to get shut down, partially because of the Dark Rider blunder. But this is what I mean about Dark Riders being worth more than 500 gold.
Yeah.
You have 4 because you're not allowed to take more, but you need them more than you need a 500 golds, chaff unit, right? I know they cost 450, but you know what I'm saying. That they're not actually the same.
Yeah, their value is more than their gold.
Absolutely. Yes, exactly. So it looks like you're taking a good engagement on the left side, but you need to send the Manticores in now against Tauros. You've actually got a very good engagement against Tauros there if the Manticores help. If the Manticores don't help, you are going to lose the game because Marathi will just die. She will die.
Centaurs realize Torox is in a vulnerable spot. Marathi's getting her ass beat though. Oh goodness.
Yeah. So she needs to get out at a time like this. So the other thing that went on with this game is you engaged the Beastmen front line as soon as you could for some reason. Like you have 4,000 gold invested in kite. Why not kite them? There's literally no reason to just force an engagement super quick. Just play slow, shoot them for a bit.
And that's
they're Beastmen. They can't do much against Scourge Runners. if they're well defended by Dark Riders, right?
Yeah, that's
Because
something I struggle with for sure.
The idea is that the only way your Dark Riders plus Manticores plus Marathi are going to lose a mobility engagement is if you don't have if the Beastmen have chaff support or they have Taurox or maybe they get a good surround. None of this should happen because you're faster than them.
Okay.
Also, sending a Manticore 1v2 is not fun. It might have been a Soul Stealer bait, but you need that Manticore more than you need the Soul Stealer.
And then the other Manticore was here at least. It looks like it's gonna turn out well.
Wait,
for
are those
him.
are those Traitorkins Void is using on the Manticores?
Yep.
Huh. Silly Void.
Silly Void.
Okay, yeah. So the wand won't work on Taurox. Like this is
Because he's too fast. He just keeps walking.
yeah. So there's two important statistics to know about to know if wand will hit a single entity. Like the first one is what is the width of the single entity?
Okay.
Like how wide is it? And also what is the speed? So what I can tell you is that say Kemrian War Sphinxes, for example,
Right.
they have pretty good speed, probably about the same as Tauroxes.
But they're big
But
chonkers.
they can't dodge it because they're very wide.
They're big chonkers.
So gooning the caster is a very questionable decision. Because as far as I can see, all he has is Traitorkin, which you don't care about anymore. I mean, honestly, you've played most of this fairly well, but you can't be blundering Dark Riders just because of Vanguarding.
Doodles, you can't blunder Dark Riders just because of Vanguard. Are you gonna beat Void right now, buddy? I love you so much, Doodles. He switched on to Taurox, killed Taurox, and that's gonna end the game. Nice job.
Now, congrats on the win against Mr. Void there, but that doesn't mean you can't learn from the game.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Yeah, there's definitely a few mistakes in there. And I'm sure Doodles, he's going to play even better next time. Way to go, though, buddy.
But yeah, I mean, congrats on the win. As for the build, please cut the Corsairs. Like, please cut the Corsairs.
Get these the fuck out of there.
I mean, they did fine, but imagine if you had, like, actual units instead. Like you had 3 Dark Riders. What is that? 3 Dark Riders? No. 4 all the time. You need those guys because you need to win the mobility engagement here. Otherwise, your Squadroners will get chased down. Actually, they sort of did get chased down, but you clutched it anyway. But I mean, imagine if instead of those Corsairs, you had another Dark Rider. You would have won even harder.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, Manticore fight in the sky. I'm not sure Void quite understood that the other Manticore was close enough to support with Marathi being right there for the Soul Stealer and everything.
Yeah, so I would have made a similar play, like with sacrificing the Manticore. It's just I would have done it when Marathi and the other Manticore were a bit closer. That's really it. Because you want to bait them in for the Soul Stealer, but then you also don't want to throw away 800 gold, and something with a dynamic value of maybe 1200 gold, because you need those Manticores to kill Taurox, basically. Yeah, let's get another one on here.
Yeah, absolutely. Zypher, how's it going? More of your favorite unit right here. We got him. You love to see it, right? We got the triple Corsairs.
Okay, so that's already a mistake.
We've got quadruple Cold One Knights.
Wait, what's the matchup again? Sorry.
It's Empire and Dark Elves. Double Scourge.
Okay. Empire is maybe one of the matchups you can justify.
Corsairs?
Cold One Knights.
Oh, Cold One
Oh
Knights.
no, not Corsairs.
Yeah,
No,
I'm like,
Corsairs are a terrible unit. They just
the
don't do it.
terrible, don't bring them ever.
Okay,
Now,
I'll tell you
kids?
what. Corsairs have two uses, right?
Uh-huh.
One is against Tomb Kings,
Tomb Kings?
and one is when you're trying to meme.
Oh, okay. That's beautiful. Tomb Kings and memeing.
Yes.
That's good. What about getting shot by
Specifically,
enemy arrows? Is that a good use for them?
no, because Bleak
Oh.
Swords do it more cost effectively.
Oh. No, no, you're trying to get shot. You want to get shot. Okay. Bleak swords are not as good at getting shot.
Oh, I tell you what.
by
Say
Black Ark
you're already
Corsairs.
maxed out on HF and you want more.
Uh-huh.
You can take Corsairs.
Okay.
I give you permission to take Corsairs in that scenario.
Okay. He doesn't, though, actually. He's still going to talk shit on you, you guys.
Are those Harpies on the left or Dark Riders?
Dark Riders.
Good. Good. I hate when people unironically take Harpies.
Well, against, what is it? Dwarfs? Is that good?
It looks like dwarves, but they seem to have the wrong banner. It's very strange.
No, I'm saying against dwarfs, is it good for their gyrocopter potential?
Oh yeah, you need some verse dwarves just so you don't lose to gyros.
2 huntsmen, 2 archers. One of them's the deathjacks. We've got flagies in the front. We've got a bunch of halberds, spears in the back, hammer of the bitches, hellblaster volley gun, and it's Fey double paladin, but empire style. Okay. What wood elf lords are meme? Dude, wood elves are the best lords. What are you talking about? They're the greatest.
What else? Meme lords. Male Glady, I guess.
Yeah, male glady, yeah.
I love it how he's a male Glady. Wow, I can't believe I just said that.
He is the male glady. Glady's the star. That's how it works.
No, I mean we should just call him Glord, but
Glord, I've heard people try to get that off the ground, but Glady's the
yeah,
star.
but nobody knows who you're on about.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So you have to say male Glady. Durthu's not meme, no. You just have to bring him in the right matchup.
Oh, Dirthy is not a meme. No, Dirthy's solid.
Yeah, Durthu's fucking fantastic.
He just needs to work with your build. But then most lords do, right?
Yeah, right, though? That's exactly... You just have to learn how to build around things. A lot of stuff that is meme is really niche, is the better word.
Well, with some notable exceptions.
Unless you're Black Ark Corsairs.
Réponse de Lyonesse brings a good point.
Yep.
She's pretty meme in all scenarios, except for against dwarves.
See?
You can bring her on foot versus dwarves, which is really funny.
Niche. You just did it. You just proved it for me. Ultra niche.
If she's still not best pick, like Faye is still best pick there, which is really funny. But
Dino, today's the Dark Elf day. He wants to know what's matchups are good with Durthu. Okay, we're gonna analyze this. We're watching this. So far, so good.
Okay, so this should be a perfect matchup for Scourge Runners. There is no mass. There are no guns. The only thing that kills them is single entities. So Scourge Runners should get 1600 value plus here. Okay, so this is like a general mistake.
There's no need.
Like you're already rushing them.
Yeah, there's no
even
need.
though you've got 2 Dread Spears which are doing nothing. Your Dark Riders are still on a big flank. Cold One Knights aren't coming in yet, and you've basically already lost the unit.
Should be back here.
For the Empire side, you should be countercharging. There's no need to not countercharge.
Yeah, always.
You got nothing else to mic. Oh no, he's got skirmish mode on his foot, dudes.
That's a bummer.
That is a big bummer. Okay, so Colder Knights needs a cycle charge. They can't stay in combat against Sigmar Sons.
Ooh, and a final transmutation upgrade. Very nice. A little blobbed up, I would definitely say.
That's tough to look at. Okay, so this is the other thing. Separate your Dark Riders.
Yeah.
Right? You've got 2 Dark Riders doing here a job that one of them could have done. The other one could have gone into a different gap and tied down more spears, maybe cycle charge the front line, or you know, the point is they can do something else.
Yeah, I've seen so many people, and I mean he did it with the Cold One Knights over here as well. You don't.
Yeah,
They're not. They're not blobs.
yeah.
Cavalry, they don't blob. Cavalry are terrible bad at blobbing. Okay. This poor Dark Elf player. Doodles is the, wait. Is this Doodles? I don't remember. Whoever sent it in is the Empire, obviously. And I think that, I don't think they
Yeah,
should
so
have won.
now you see why Cold One Knights are terrible, even in their best matchup. It's like if your opponent doesn't bring heavy cav, you just lost because you decided to bring 4 of these. I'm not gonna lie, you didn't have much of a chance right from the start. It didn't matter that your opponent brought like Balthazar Gelt or whatever. It doesn't even matter. These Cold One Knights are just gonna die to spears, unfortunately.
Cold One Knights. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
I tend to bring one, and I don't bring 4 Dark Riders, so I'll fix that as my Dark Elf play.
Wait, versus Empire?
Versus just people in general, I don't, I've only been playing for about 5 months,
Yeah.
so lots of learning left to do.
I mean, your Chaff and Malekith might still carry it out, just because you're cracking open a backline now. But this should not have been a Dark Elf win. I'm gonna be honest. Also, imagine if you had swapped one of them for a Manticore.
Yeah. The
Right?
Terror would have just...
Yeah, I mean they're all naturally breaking now, which still might give you the win. But yeah, I mean if you had terror outs, that would make your Cold One Knight so much more effective, because you wouldn't need to worry about spears and halberds as much. I mean, if this is a comeback, that's pretty cool. But
The Empire player not bringing any mass was definitely not the wisest decision.
oh yeah, where are the Scourgeoners? What have they been doing
The
all game?
Scourge Runners, I think one of them's been killed.
Did they just get nuked by the final trans?
Yeah, that's... I
Right.
believe I saw one of them shatter immediately from that.
So I know you're playing Dark Elves, but some factions still will blob better than you. So, be careful.
Be careful.
The first thing you should do, in any matchup at all, it doesn't matter if it's just Dark, whether you're playing Dark Elves or not. Like, just check your opponent's spells. God's sake, like it's so simple. If you see Final Trans, you're gonna play a lot different than if they have Burning Head.
It's true.
Or Spirit Leech, or Nets, or any of these different spells.
Empire.
Yeah.
Managed to take
So
it in the
Empire
end.
did win, yeah.
Everything routed. That was a weird, game loss.
That was a weird game. I mean, you'll see the value in Cold One Knights. Let's see.
Okay, let's look at them. 7, 8, 3, and 3.
Right.
Nothing paying for itself.
Yeah, two of them will have got some damage on Gelt, or the Empire captains. I guarantee you that's where the value was coming from. Corsairs probably did well because they got into a backline.
Oh god.
And Scud, oh no, seeing a Scud, oh no. Oh no.
This cap.
So Scud runners are like the WD-40 of Dark Elf builds, right? They just loosen up all the gears and stuff. They'll do anything you want them to do, and they should pretty much always pay for themselves.
Yeah, they're so good.
Yeah, they're a really solid unit if used well. You let them get shot on the way in, and you also let them get turned into gold by Gelt. So
Jack wants to know about Malice Meanblade.
Yeah, what about Malice?
What are your thoughts on Malice Mean Blade? Can you use him effectively? Is he ever good? Is he ever not a Mean Blade?
I had a build where I used him against Skaven. It's a very good effect. But yeah, I mean, I think Skaven's probably one of the best matchups for him because it allows you to bring a Lord that will be annoying for Snikch, will sort of kill any single entity, punish his blobs. Whereas if you take Marathi, there's a good chance you just get Warp Geld and then shot by four Rattlings. She's still probably the best choice there, but honestly, try Malice against Skaven. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Right on. Okay, we've got
Um,
3 Dark Riders and a
okay,
Scourge Runner on this side. And then we've got a Dark
Dark
Rider.
Elves Lizards.
Cold one.
Oh no.
And 2 Dark Riders with crossbows. Of course, Morathi and the double Manticore. With a
Okay, so
Master.
Master, no, just don't take Masters. Just don't. They're overpriced.
Don't do it.
Like they're massively overpriced.
Triple
And they have
Bleaky.
they're terrible against infantry as well. So yeah, and given the meta, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Horned ones, cold ones, spear riders, some regular cold ones over here. Cohort, some red cresties. We've got 4 red cresties, 5 including the cohort. Saurus warriors, Saurus warriors, Saurus warriors. King
Okay,
Priest of
so
Beast, I would
let's
assume.
just take a minute to look at
Oxyotl.
this Dark Elf army. So you got a bunch of chaff.
Yep.
Which is shielding nothing, by the way.
That's true.
It's just a chaff line that is just going to get chewed up by Saurus. Like it doesn't even serve a purpose. Like it's not there to screen out for executioners or sisters or dark shards or bolt throwers or dread knights or the repeater crossbows that you have. It's literally just a chaff line to die, and I mean that makes very little sense.
Yeah.
Like one Saurus going one after the other with all the spears probably kills 3, maybe 3.5. I don't know. That's a guess. With the swords, it'll do slightly less, but still, just again, like, what's your win condition? What if they came in with a bunch of chameleons, and immediately your cold on knights and repeater crossbows on this left flank just started getting like destroyed by chameleons and stalkers? You can't chase them because cold ones can't catch them. Repeater crossbow is just going to get shot to death. You can't shoot back. Like, just you bring chaff in this matchup so you don't lose to chameleon skinks and jav skinks. That's really it. Don't get me wrong. I don't think chaff is bad here. It's just it's got to serve a purpose. It's got to screen for something, useful. Because these guys have silver shields. Like screening is what they do best.
That makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's nothing. Oh, they're screening for this one super elite bleak sword. Is what they're doing actually. Now that I look at it.
Because like with your build, like your build is fine. It's not great, but it's fine. It should work. Like you can actually play with this kind of build in like a sort of mobile box, where you have the chaff screening for the repeater crossbows. So repeater crossbows kill anything that kills the chaff, and the chaff screens anything out that kills the repeater crossbows. It's a synergistic idea. You can't really think in separate contingents like this because they'll just get isolated and killed by their counters.
Everything's got to synergize for sure. That's how the game's played.
Yep. Also, with you bringing four flyers, you better be damn sure your opponent's not bringing Tempest. And if you do see Tempest, you split your single entities. No, they don't have it because they have Oxy.
Yeah, they have Oxy. I mean, everybody has Oxy. Best lord in game. Best lord in A.
He is a very good lord.
He's super good.
So will the Lizardman player make the classic rush mistake of I'm gonna send everything in even though my stalkers aren't here yet? Yep, looks like they are.
Looks like it, yeah.
Okay, so this is not an engagement you want. Like you're engaging Dark Riders with horned ones.
Yep.
You're paying all this money for like 92 speed and you won't even use it.
Not good.
Not
Yeah, they're all just gonna die. Horned ones and Coldland
like
Spear Riders supported by red crested skinks. Nom
yeah,
nom
this
nom.
is just a blunder of like 4K gold. Wand is fine actually on Saurus, just as long as you use it when they're in combat, so they're blobbed up.
Yeah, and it did a bunch
Because
of
they have a
damage.
loose formation. I mean, you need to goon Oxy.
Oxy.
Like your single entities are doing nothing right now, and that's not good. Squadroners need to be cycle charging through the front line. Just give them orders to go kill Saurus. And whatever you do, don't engage the Manticore, the summoned Manticore.
Yeah, right. Just leave it alone.
Yeah, okay. So kiting it with Marathi is fine. Yeah. And gooning Oxy, this is a good play.
Get wrecked, Oxy. He's so fragile. He's extremely fragile. If you can just get him into
Yeah,
combat,
that's why he's still full health.
little dude dies.
He just doesn't get hit in my experience.
He's got very good RNG, but it doesn't take much to actually kill him. I had a game yesterday where my Oxy RNG pretty much saved the game.
So this is always the problem with bringing too many single entities, because now they're literally just going to get surrounded by horned ones, and you will lose. Because you didn't. They're too slow. I don't mean slow as in speed. I mean they're too slow in terms of generating value with the rest of your army. So then what happens is the rest of your army gets run over, and then you end up in a late game where your single entities just die against stuff that's more cost effective because they're not single entities, right?
Makes sense.
Also, you can't just fly around and take shots from Oxy with your Manticore.
Yeah, you gotta. Oh gosh, he's literally just sitting there. Definitely, if you know you're fighting Oxyotl, it's very important to actually watch closely enough to see where those little blowpipe things are coming from, and then you go kill him. Because he might be stealth, but his ammo's not.
Micro is something that we can all work on, obviously.
Of course, yeah.
Like, I don't want to sit here and be like, yo, Micro's trash, get good.
Micro better!
No, it's not helpful to say that, but
no.
What I will say is try and prioritize your micro.
Exactly.
I mean, what I mean by that is if you have something important to micro it more than you micro everything else.
Yep.
Right? If you bring a dragon that costs, a quarter of your whole army, it should spend like half of your total micro time. And the same goes for bringing Rathi to Manticore.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that, that will get you in the habit of microing, correctly, quote unquote, and it'll increase your micro a lot. Chaff is chaff.
Of course.
Chaff's meant to die. That's why it's called chaff. Let it die. It's
also, the way multi-model entities, like multi-model units work, is they're actually less reliant on micro to perform. Generally speaking.
These poor manticores. Oxy could so be dead.
Yeah, I mean, Oxy should be dead right now. I mean, the Lizard player made a lot of mistakes this game as well.
Yeah, there's stuff just sitting here right now too,
Well, actually, those guys should be sat there because what are they going to fight, right? The Dark Elves literally have nothing left for them to catch.
There's some repeater crossbows you could push away.
What with Saurus? I mean, that's what you don't want them to be
No,
shooting.
with
With Redcrest, yes.
yeah. I would have traded. These guys would have gone out, and then these guys would have come in.
Yeah. So as for the build, firstly, never take a master. It's just them. They're just terrible.
Don't do it. They're masters of nothing.
Exactly. They're literally masters of nothing. If you think you want to take it like more single entities, just take assassins. Or hell, take death hags if you want.
Assassins.
If you're really desperate, just take a death hag.
A death hag. I've never heard anyone suggest a death hag unironically, guys. That's how bad masters are.
They're not terrible. They just sort of sit in the infantry line. They're like Empire captains, but squishy.
He says master's never good. And death hag. It's just... I mean, you would suggest double assassins, is basically what you're telling us, though.
Yeah, I mean, assassins are the best of both worlds because they're great against single entities. They have a ranged attack. They have Assassin's Trophy. They have Web of Shadows. They're really good in melee against both chaff. Well, they're good mixed in a chaff engagement. If they get surrounded by chaff, they will die.
Okay.
But
if they're supported by their own chaff, they do well.
Yeah, they'll do very well there.
Are Dark Riders
They have
shields
70 melee attack. That's
worth
nuts.
it? Is it worth it to put shields on your Dark Riders?
Generally, yes. In fact, generally you should always be putting shields on.
There you go.
Unless you're really desperate for that final 50 gold. You know?
I think that was Rubber Duck and Doodles.
Duncan Elfin. That looks like a Dark Elf, right?
That was some yeah, indeed. That was some good old German. Now, this is not a Dark Elf. I was requested specifically by our good friend Wei just to hear your reaction. So let's have that happen.
Zintless Right Guard, absolutely peak. Oh no, it is double Memonarch. Oh wow. Please tell me you win this game. This will be so special.
Wei, I hope you're out there enjoying that reaction, bud. That was for you. That was for you.
This is so exciting.
This is exciting. Double Memonarch?
Yeah.
The meme beams, Jeff. That's what they're called, dude. They're meme beams. They're not Memonarch. Meme beams. What's he shooting? Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh, my God.
Wow. Yeah.
That was fucking
So that's
brutal.
a Necromancer dead.
Yeah.
Oh wait, have you got them on? Have you got the Memonarchs on the skirmish mode?
I don't know. I think he was
Because
just
that's
running
like-
away from the fell bats. Yeah, I think he's just running away from fell bats. And if he did have him on that, he took him off real quick. Ooh, Vargeist. Oh, God.
That felt good.
This is feeling very good. I'm enjoying it. Huntsman General getting a nice shot into the Vargeist as well. Oh, gosh. Why are you standing there, Vargeist? Come on, Meme Beam. Yeah, where are we going? Where are we going?
Yes, now he'll charge the thing, and then he'll charge the Vargeists. Yeah. Stop missing counter charges, damn it.
Just dying.
Your front line needs to like you get a charge bonus, might as well use it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You always want to countercharge. That's just how it is. Ooh, Meme Beam hitting these bar guys, crumbling them away.
So this is some kind of weird, haggard Empire kite, I guess.
Yeah. He's just gonna keep trying to fall back with his beams. Ooh, nice Burning Head though. Burning Head.
Yeah,
Best
let's
play.
see if it kills his own infantry. No, looks like it. Looks like it was dodged.
Wow, it missed.
Dodged by the static swordsman.
It just threaded the needle perfectly. Doesn't hit anything else. Wow.
Yeah, my burning heads never do that.
Not the dogs. Not the dogs. Oh, but good
No, it's fine.
reaction.
This is actually really good.
Yeah, good reaction.
Because the Mimic doesn't lose DPS when it gets damaged, right?
Right,
So
yeah.
taking a charge so that you can get a counter charge is actually very good use of single entity artillery like that. You do the same with like meme tanks or yeah, that sort of thing.
Where even is the flag for this unit of Black Knights? What the hell?
Can't you net the Lord soon? If the Lord's gonna carry on out, and then you'll net the Lord, and then you'll just blast it. That'll be great.
Yeah, I haven't
Is
seen
that
the net go
Krell or
out
is
at
that?
all. Just some zombies.
Okay, so Zenless should probably go engage that Blackguard, the Black Knight unit.
Are we gonna shoot?
Oh, he's applying a fire weakness with the Huntsman General. Oh, that's cool.
I didn't know Huntsman General even did that, to be honest.
Yeah, he has a fire weakness ability, and the Memonarchs have a fire attack, right? So.
Hmm. They're not firing as much as I want them to, and I'm really getting sad.
I mean, they've been pretty busy all game.
Oh, I know. I know. I just want them to shoot stuff, okay? Not the Temple Hall.
No, he needs that. He needs the nuts. He needs the nuts.
He needs it. There's the net.
Yeah, there's the net. And now shoot it.
No? Not shooting it.
Burning Head was fine. I still would have put it on the Grave Guard though.
Hmm.
It won't do much to low model count units.
Yeah, did a little bit. Nothing crazy. Yes. Yes. Good.
Give it to us. No, shoot Kemmler. You fool.
You fool!
Absolute fool.
Counter-charging, double charge. Empire Knights versus the Black Knights. Some zombie spawns coming down. Huntsman General. What has he been shooting at this whole time? Oh, he's shooting at a White King.
We got a shot come downtown.
Right? Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
and it misses because of charge bonus.
Right, though.
Charge
you
animation.
Hate to see it. You hate to see it. That
Yeah.
extra speed, the game just couldn't understand. But Tempelhof, come on, turn around.
Turn around.
Exactly. Every now and then I wanna see a Luminar fire. Swordsman. Saving the Luminarch from some crypt horrors. We're gonna get a big
Who's the
blast.
Count's player?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so that's a good burning hit. Yeah.
Don't remember who it was. Poor swordsman.
Yeah, we don't care about them.
What is that? A grenade thingy? I don't even know. I've never played with the Huntsman General.
I have never played with the Huntsman General either, so.
It's fantastic.
I know he has like a fire weakness ability. That might have been it, or that might have been like something else.
Why? It's just sitting here. Why?
It probably keeps on getting obstructed when it tries to shoot anything.
Yeah,
'cause
probably.
Of course it does.
Huntsman General shooting in at Kemmler. He's gonna shoot the White King. Ooh, nice fireball.
It's a good choice.
Oh, yeah. Kemmler. Kemmler. Here it comes. It's happening. It's fucking happening. God damn it.
No, it's shooting the
I
White
was
King.
shooting the White King.
Which
And
actually
it
is a good
nailed
choice.
it. It nailed it.
Yeah, that dude's gone now. That's awesome.
It's beautiful.
This is a very special replay.
This is a very special replay. You gotta love it. Oh, ho,
Oh,
ho,
and
ho.
Kemley gets nuked.
Absolutely destroyed. How much HP does he even have left? He's going to crumble to nothing.
Okay, so I don't know why Zentlers are just fighting Graveguard.
Because, you know, like, he wants the Luminarchs to carry. So he can't use other units effectively.
I wonder if they have enough armor to kill all this Graveguard.
It's a good question.
Probably
sir.
will not win on balance of power, but
Krell. Oh, Jesus. I'm amazed.
yeah, Krell's too
I was
slow.
like,
Just kite. Just kite.
I was surprised it didn't route very, like, you know, but it did.
Oh, stop shooting Krell. Shoot something that won't disappear.
I don't think he was saying Malice over the Caster Lord of Fire on Manticore in Dark Elf versus Skaven. He was just saying that Malice can perform versus Skaven. It's just a good spot for him. He is on the extreme meme team and does need to do stuff like that. Gets the victory.
That was very special.
You know,
What's the
not
value
much
on Zentless?
value, but the value they got was very effective.
Wow, 2,000 on Zentless. I don't know
Yeah,
how that
Zentless
happened.
going
I guess they
crazy.
just sort of killed blackguards and dogs, dog guys and bats and stuff.
13 and a 13 on the Bright Wizard and the Huntsman. Oh my. Yeah, these Vargeis were not played very well.
Yeah, they just got shot.
The Felbats and the Vargeis went in so early, they just died. There's no reason. If he hadn't have put those in, he could have won the game because he could have tar pitted those Luminarchs at the end and just beat the brakes off of them.
Honestly, this seemed like a tough build to go against as the counts. If he had like a Blood Knight or something, he would actually be able to kill the Cav, and then he'd be able to shut down the Muminarchs. But
I shouldn't do 3. 3's a higher number. I should do 1 first, don't you think?
wait, what's the matchup? So Tomb Kings.
Tomb Kings and
What's
Dark
the
Elves.
other matchup?
Dark Elves and High Elves. Dark Elves
Okay,
and
let's
Beastmen.
do Tomb Kings. We've done Beastmen and High Elves already. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this is a build. Now I'm a big believer in Dread Knights, right? I think they're a really solid unit. However, against the faction that is certified to bring Spirit Leech and Boshabti,
Yeah.
maybe Dread Knights are not the pick here.
Maybe not. Dread Knight's good against Tomb King bad. Cold One Knight's bad in general.
Yes.
Quadribleekies, some dreads. We've got the 2
Other
dark
than that, build
shards.
is solid. Like, you can bring bolt throwers here to kill
Inspiration
Boshabti.
back. Yeah, definitely.
But you sort of do actually need cold ones here, unfortunately,
Do you?
just because of chariots.
Triple
But it looks like
Boshabti.
this is just wow. This is a boxy box, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Are
Skeleton
those Tomb Guard in the
spears.
back, or
And they sure are, yeah.
2 Tomb Guard, 2 regular? Yeah.
Does he have the ROR?
This is a
No,
build.
just regular.
Yeah, he has the RR. It's in the front.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. These are fucking terrifying.
They're a good unit, yeah, for sure.
Casket of Souls. Arkin on a horsey. Yeah, this is nasty. Nasty versus Cav
I
and
mean,
whatnot.
this literally comes down to can you shut down
The bows, yeah.
Boshabti?
Yep, absolutely.
You don't even care about the archers. Like you just ignore them. You need to just shut down the Boshabti.
What do you think about Hydra in this matchup?
Actually, not terrible. But if you do see Chosen of the Gods, then you might just lose.
Scary. And it's not like this is an uncommon unit to see Chosen of the Gods.
It's a fairly common unit.
Yeah.
I mean, in theory, if you had like double or even triple bolt thrower as well as a Hydra, maybe you can make it work. Like out trade the Chosen of the Gods before you bring the Hydra to bear. But then if you face Rush, then you already just lost. So it's give and take, right?
And Casket is just absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
Best artillery in the game, in my opinion. It's accurate. It's a single entity, so it takes a long time to kill it. It crumbles instead of running. It just
Trying to think, what is the best artillery?
blasts stuff. It's so good.
It's not a casket.
No,
Um,
it is.
Okay, so the casket should also be. I don't know if it's in range yet, but it should be focusing down cold ones.
It's not quite in range, yeah. There we go. At least he's getting dark shards instead of those bleakies. That's what I would want to see for sure.
Actually, it's weird. I actually think you probably want to shoot the swords.
You think so?
Given the setup, yes, you want to shoot the swords. Because
You will
what do the Dark
struggle
Elves
if
have?
they contact
What
with
do
you.
Dark Elves have to kill the Tomb King Chaff? They have swords, and that's it.
Yeah, it's true.
Right, and if you end up with a bunch of Tomb King Spears in a late game against Dread Knights, right, you're going to be a very sad Dark Elf player.
Yeah.
So,
All the
shooting
bleakies are
sword
going
probably
down.
best choice.
So there you go.
Um,
He agreed with you. Bleaky's getting wrecked. Although he agrees with both of us because he's killing a dark shard as well. Again, no countercharging. We're seeing over and over in these matchups. Just no countercharges.
I mean, I get it. You've got more important things to micro, but
Yeah.
like,
It also
Yeah.
doesn't take much micro to countercharge. I would definitely suggest
Solid burning
practicing
head.
it. Super good burning head. Archers, archers, archers. Just. These Cold One Knights are already jacked up. Here come the.
Manticores are very good
though.
in this matchup.
Yeah, they are.
You know, it's funny. This was actually the original Marathi double Manticore matchup.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is when I first started using it.
This is when you realized the potential.
Yeah, because there wasn't really many Team King single entity squads that could really deal with it.
That makes sense, yeah.
And they actually don't have great protection units against it.
Oh!
Yeah, that's
Huge,
pretty tough
huge
to watch.
hit.
This is the thing, caskets do the most damage at like really close range, because their spread is like, not much.
They go crazy at close range for sure. Oh god.
And now suddenly you're seeing the value of the bleak swords cleaning out the chaff in the front, because now the Tomb King chaff has to decide which way to defend. And now the bow shabty are going to get shut down, and it looks like a Dark Elf win.
It does. Took a little bit to get in, but these bow shabty are offline because of just the bleak swords. They haven't been moved away. These bow shabty, Chosen of the Gods, are offline because of that feral manticore, and then these are going to get killed, which is perfect. Take two of them offline, kill one, and then just rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat.
Okay, so now you need to bring out colors. Yeah. Good.
Burning headed those skeleton warriors into the grave immediately. Cold One Dread Knights taking out another Boshabti. Arkin trying to defend. Getting a fireball to the face.
Yeah, don't overcast fireball to shoot Arkin. Like, unless you've got a really good reason to, like you need him dead right now, or you think the overcast damage is going to be better, just spam regular cast instead.
Dark Shards
I think it's more
firing in.
cost effective.
I agree.
And then you also don't run
You don't.
miscast
Yeah,
chances.
you don't need to hurt yourself to cast that.
Yeah, because the you sort of need the balance of power from your caster. So
They're so valuable, them balance of power casters. Balance of power
basically what
loves
Supreme
ammunition
are.
and casters.
Yeah.
That's what it loves. Shows what
Okay,
it
so
does.
spirit leeching the caster is a horrible idea because you're not going to kill it. In fact, you're not even going to route it,
Hmm.
and it's still going to be a caster, right?
Yeah, all of its damage potential
Um,
is there until it dies.
exactly. So you should be spirit leeching dread knights. It was just that should have been spirit leeching dread knights all game.
The whole game.
Uh, Now, I dare say if you weren't on a map with forests, this would have been a very clean Tomb King win.
Mm-hmm.
Just because your Dread Knights would have been shot, and then you would have lost.
Yeah, he was able to just bring the Dread Knights up through this.
Um,
And it's a really good forest to advance. It's super thick, and it's nice and, like, aimed at the
it's
enemy
on the low ground
practically.
as well,
Yeah.
so like a lot of units with straight arcs of fire are gonna struggle. I hope that wasn't overcast.
I think it was. I think he just routed himself off.
Yeah, just use regular cast.
That's why we go regular, boys. Especially once you're low HP, don't fucking overcast. Jesus. I did that one time. I overcast a regrowth on myself when I was almost no HP, and I routed myself off and left the fucking the battlefield. And so I was like, that was the most worthless thing.
That's pretty tough.
That was
Yeah.
so sad.
But honestly, this is a solid build. It doesn't because you've got so much mass. It doesn't actually lose to chariots, which is really good. Um, I've been doing some experimentation with fire sorceress double manticore as you're doing right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's solid. I but the thing is that Marathi double manticore and Burning Head double manticore are sort of very different, and your armies need to reflect that because Marathi double manticore has far better ways to deal with elites, whereas the Burning Head double manticore is much better at killing the chaff,
Yeah.
and so the rest of your army will change to reflect that and deal with whatever threats are left,
That makes
unaccounted for.
sense. Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
Um,
but they're both very viable choices. I like the build.
I like he really understood back to hit on a point that we've been talking about. Win conditions. He understood that his win conditions were his Dread Knights, and he kept them safe. He understood that
Yep.
our enemy win condition was the Ushabti Great Bows, and as soon as
Yes.
he was able to get in there, he did. Took them offline, and they only got 5, 11, and 9. So none of them paid for themselves.
From the Tomb King side, I mean, I don't see the point of the skeleton archers here. Like, I don't really know what they do. Against Dark Elves specifically, like, what are you planning to shoot? And whatever it is, I guarantee you, either Boshabti or Skeleton Chariots will kill it better.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's nothing really you need to lower the armor of. You already have armor piercing, super doom, great bows. It's just
Yeah, I think this is just a too much ranged build, not enough single entity,
Nevermore
also not enough,
says, can
not
Marathi
enough
and
support.
Sorceress of
Or
Fire
support.
work?
Wait, what is that?
Can Marathi and a Sorceress of
Marathi
Fire
plus
work?
Sorceress of Fire. Well, I mean, that just seems kind of like counterintuitive. Like what? You're gonna bring Marathi without any spells, so you're gonna burn 2,100 gold for a caster character with no spells, who's pretty terrible in melee. Just for debuffs, because I assume you're not bringing Soul Stealer, because you're not gonna bring another spell plus Soul Stealer. That would not
Right.
make any
You
sense.
want all your mana for Soul Stealer, and Soul Stealer, my favorite spell in the whole game personally. That's why I like to play Dark Elves.
Yeah, that's the whole point with Marathi, right? If she even gets cheaper Soul Stealers than everyone else, she has greater Arcane Conduit. She has this like huge anti-blobbing ability, and yeah,
Yeah, she punishes blobs so
yeah,
intensely, and she doesn't just punish a chaff blob. She punishes an anything blob, single entity blob,
exactly.
chaff blob, cav blob, all of it. It just gets fucked. So this build, Dark Rider, Repeater Crossbows, Cold One Knights, Doomfire Warlocks. How do you feel about Doomfire Warlocks,
Wow.
by the way?
I mean they're a bit of a gimmick. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
For 1,200 gold in the current meta, yeah, they're not working out for me.
Change it back. You got it. Ice Daddy's here. It's true.
There are, funnily enough, since we were just talking about Tomb Kings, there was a build I made a little while ago with triple Doomfire Warlocks, like the regular ones,
Uh-huh.
and triple Blackguard with Witch Elves. So the idea was Blackguard Witch Elves sort of kill everything on the Tomb King roster, like very cost effectively. The only thing they don't kill is a casket, and they just die to casket. So you bring triple Doomfire Warlock to spam Doombolt on the casket,
And just
and then
kill
the
it.
casket dies,
That's
and then suddenly your
hilarious.
halberds kill everything, and it's really funny.
And you
But no,
said
in all seriousness, Doomfire Warlock's not a great
even
unit.
the ROR for maybe another Soul Stealer, a little cheeky Soul
Oh,
Stealer.
ROR is a very different
Okay, I was just wondering, yeah.
kettle of fish. ROR is very good.
The big
Like if
one.
you want to take a mobile build, you already have 4 Dark Riders. Go ahead,
Forest
take the
Goblin,
ROR.
Spidey Righties,
Um,
Skulkers. And this extremely brave Night Goblin ROR here in the back.
yeah, so it looks like you're playing against a newer player.
Yeah. It does, especially when I look at this.
Is that like all the cav just blobbed
It
together?
is literally 3 units of Savage Orc Boar Boys
Who's the what?
and Wurzag.
What is that? Has he got all his spells? Let's see if he's a true new.
Not
No,
quite.
looks like Gazer Mork and Foot of Gork.
Yeah.
Right. Solid.
Gazamork, Foot of Gork, Effigy to get and everything. Okay. To big in though.
And also the artillery behind trees, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, not great. I'm not a fan of Debigin. Doesn't impress me.
I mean, he's fine. It's just the greenskins have got so much better stuff to do.
Yeah,
Anything
exactly.
you want to do.
Yeah.
So
Is this mine? I think this is yours, Doodles. The way I kind of do it is I don't care who you guys are. No offense. I love you guys. But we're here to talk about your builds. And it's almost better to not know who you are, because then you can really just be very cut and dry and analytical. There's no, like,
right.
personal feelings at all. How do you feel
So
about the
ROR
ROR?
is also just like, yeah, unfortunately a little bit overpriced. Generally in this game, going wider is better.
Wida
Which is
is
kind of
better.
sad, but
Ooh, you guys, the trash is being picked up, you guys. Isn't that cool? I hope you can't
But yeah,
hear that too much.
so he's basically giving you free charges with Scourge Runners. Oh,
Nice dodge.
no. Oh, wait, you dodged it. Oh, nice.
Yeah, he dodged it.
Yeah, solid. Okay, so don't cycle charge with cold ones. Oh, they're Doomfires. Okay, that's better then. But you got to get out quicker than this. Much quicker.
Get out. Get out. In melee,
get
unit
out.
winning. Get out.
Unless you're gonna rear charge with manticores.
Not a ladder cat.
Yeah, just for the break. Okay, so wand probably should have gone down on the big one because
Yeah,
it's
that
not going
makes
to dodge
sense.
it,
You can't.
and it's AP and all this good stuff, right?
It's so wide it can't dodge it. It's so everything it can't dodge it. Slow,
Yeah.
wide. Gonna get smacked.
So I mean, this is fine. Just taking mobility engagements with. Okay, so that's a bad soul steal. I'm pretty sure. Like Wurzag's gonna die anyway. Like you've got Marathi Dugmanskor on him. Hitting the Spideys is okay. Yeah. So another bad one slash Doomfire Warlock
Yeah, I
Doombolt.
think that was. Yeah, I'm not
Um,
sure which one the first one was. If it was Wand or if it was the Doomfire Warlocks. Not sure.
so the other thing is if you're trying to get like a, I mean I call it a triangle pin.
Right. One here, one here, one
With like
here.
a goon,
Entity in the center.
a goon on a single entity
Mhm.
with Marathi and Double Manticore. Try and make the shape of a triangle before you make the charge, because they literally cannot escape them. Wurzag
Right.
escaped there because you all sort of gooned in a like you just gave them the
From
same order
one
because you were
side.
too lazy to give them each individual orders. Um, so yeah, separate them, make a triangle around the single entity, then go in, and then they can't escape.
Yeah, that's a really good tip. I've never even
Uh,
thought to do that, but it makes a lot of sense. No wonder I
well,
can't
it's
escape
not
from people
even
sometimes.
it's not even just the Marathi Dogmantical thing.
Yeah,
You do the
just in
same thing with
general.
Fade Double Paladin.
Mm-hmm.
You do the same thing with Marathi Double Assassin on foot.
Anything that you are trying to pin in, that's the perfect formation.
Yeah, and it's even true if you have two single entities, right?
Yeah, you want to be
You
front and
just
back.
yeah, exactly. You
Yeah, and not only that, but it gives you attacks into their butt automatically because you're
exactly
flanking
where
them.
you ignore all the melee
Yeah,
defense.
there's tons of reasons to do that.
Um,
Obviously, the main one though being they can't get away from you.
yes. Also, it means that your single entities won't sort of bump against each other and not get a hit in. Um, they'll actually just all hit again and again, and you'll win.
I think that was this one. It was Golden Moo. Alrighty. Let's watch Vicious Satsuma
Oh wow. Okay.
fighting
Yeah.
Ninja on the Dark
Let's
Elves.
see this. Is this quick battle? I guess.
I would assume so. Not 100% sure.
Okay. So I mean, firstly, this is a terrible Dark Elf build.
This is gross. There's Corsairs. Anytime I
Right.
see Corsairs, no, this is
Corsairs,
Clan War. This is the RTX
Executioners,
GGX Clan
right?
War.
You
Clan.
can't win an infantry fight against greenskins as Dark Elves, right? It shouldn't happen. If they have one chariot, you lose. If they have like the fanatics, right?
Oh god.
And if they get fanatics on your executioners, you're gonna be a very sad bunny.
Very sad bunny.
Like this is a build that looks to me as if it has no win condition. Also, Dark Shards plus repeater crossbows, I do not understand the idea of.
Right here?
Like that just seems an unnecessary micro tax. Like I've got a because they're essentially the same unit. It's just that you pay for being mobile and a little bit squishier. That there's no need to have dark shards and expos. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Um, because that's just it's just more stuff to worry about.
Also,
Like
bring one or the other. That makes sense. Kind of concept.
yeah,
That's that concept
be
you were saying about you need to concentrate your micro, right?
yeah, make builds that are easy to micro.
Yeah, make things easier
Uh,
for yourself.
like seriously, just don't make all these like itty bitty builds.
We do
You
have
know, they
Malice.
really.
We got the meme
I
blade.
mean, I respect the memes. It's a shame like you'll get completely crumped for it.
I'm not
But
sure bringing a meme against Vicious Satsuma is a good fucking idea, but hey.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do it.
um, lots of Forest Goblin Spidey righties with the Wolf Archers as well up in here.
I actually played this matchup in Faction War finals against him twice.
Yeah.
And although I've like beaten him in this matchup before with like full kite, he basically just had the tools to deal with full kite, and I lost the first game. And then the second game, I brought like a dark shard line, but I mismicroed pretty big time. Had a pretty early concede. Anyway, everyone accused me of rage quitting when like my dark shards were in melee against trolls, right?
Ouch.
It's like there was no chance. There was no chance at all.
Yeah.
But it's okay. That clearly I'm just rage quitting.
Stop. Okay, you gotta stop
Um,
raging and whining. Okay, sir.
Yeah, that's it.
Really
And
gotta stop.
I'm just too emotional. That's it.
I do hear people talking about Ice Daddy being a little emotional, and I think it's okay to be emotional sometimes, you guys. It's okay to care about the fucking
So
game, you guys.
the other problem with this build is I see nothing that kills Greenskin Skirmish,
Yeah.
or trades with them, or deals with them. Satsuma should not even be engaging you here. He should just be shooting you with Skirmish Cap, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Right? Your repeater crossbows will lose if they take engagements. Those
There's only
engagements.
2 of them versus 6.
6.
So.
Like at least Scourgerunners can dodge a bit.
Yeah. He just.
And Scourgerunners will also remove
What was
models.
that about?
Okay.
That was.
I mean,
That was funky.
weird.
All right. Happens though. Happens to the best of us.
Okay, so Malice is being crazy, which is actually sort of how you're meant to play with Malice.
Yeah, you just go nuts with him, and then he almost dies. And you transform.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now we will see why Black Ark Corsairs are just piles of sadness.
I mean, this is their ideal engagement, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this won't be a fair test because you've got to judge it against like all different types of engagements. But yeah, I mean they're losing.
Exactly.
They're losing versus Orc Boys.
You go, this is their
They're
ideal
a
engagement,
specialist
and they're dying.
anti-infantry, and they're still losing. So. Okay, so he's sniping your caster. Now, that just tells you that you need to spam spells as much as you can. Like, you need to be casting fireballs and burning heads to get the value out as quick as you can.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Just go for it. Because it's not
I-
like you're going to be able to get away from targeted spells like that anyways. You can
So
dodge
so
a
I
little.
don't know why Satyam has been taking the melee engagements here. Like, there's no need to. He should have just kited you out.
I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of a disrespect thing almost. He doesn't think Ninja's gonna take him, so he's just kind of playing a little less careful than usual.
Yeah, maybe.
Fireball going out. Is it gonna go into the rock lobber as it should? Good.
Okay,
take
so
out
I
one of
feel
those
like this
models.
is too late to be
Hitting the rock
fireballing
lobber.
the artillery.
Yeah.
Like half of its ammunition is gone. The greenskin front line is gone.
There is
So
no
you'll actually
approach
be able to
phase
shut it
anymore.
down in melee very easily. And now you've wasted 5 wounds of magic fireball. It doesn't make any sense.
I think he's just thinking like this is what you do. You know what I mean? You fireball rock lobber. That's what you do. You fireball.
You do it at the start,
Mm-hmm.
because if you remove a model right at the start of the game, that's a solid 200 value.
Third of its
Is he still doing it?
abilities gone. Yeah, and
Like, it's
now
literally
weird
being
because
no,
it's
it's
about
being
to get
shut down in
compromised.
melee by
Yeah,
your
it's getting
corsairs and your
compromised.
fireball. It makes no sense. There's no need to do that at all. I mean, I don't know what went on with Satsuma this game, but I know he's not been playing much recently, so. And the Executioner is somehow still alive,
It certainly is.
which is pretty nuts.
It didn't get hit by the rock lobbers too much either. Like, I'm not sure. The charging in on that near flank over here was so bizarre with the skirmish cav, and they just got destroyed. And
I mean, they didn't lose too many models though, so it shouldn't have been that bad.
That's true, but I always figure that getting a route on a green skin unit is so big. Your routes are kind of an important resource as a green skin because your leadership's so low.
Well, yeah, 3 routes mean shattered. So.
Exactly. So any route you take and a route that early is just really bad. The health being
But
low.
now, like, imagine if you had 4 repeater crossbows instead of
Two.
two
Yeah.
expos and 2 dark shots.
Yep.
Right?
It's
You
so
might
true.
actually have been able to contest the mobility game. You still might win just because Malice, Balance of Power might carry you.
Mm-hmm.
But
This Night Goblin
like,
Shaman's
yeah.
pretty doomed against the Meme Blade himself, so. Sources of Fire
yeah, I
is
mean,
still up. She just routed.
You can't be looking at your wins and thinking like, "Oh, this is great. I managed to scrap against Satsuma." It's like, yeah, congrats,
Mm-hmm.
but like, you both made a lot of misplays.
Yeah.
So get better, you know.
So,
like learn from the misplays, you know.
yeah, just like you shouldn't look at your losses and go, "This is bad."
Well, no, you should do that.
No, not. I mean, it's not always bad. You know, you can play very well and lose. Just like you can
Yeah,
win
okay,
and
but
play crappy.
if you make mistakes, generally you lose for it.
Right.
So don't make mistakes.
God, the advice today, that is incredible. Score more
Yeah,
points
guys,
than the opponent.
you need to deal damage and not take any damage. That's the
Wow.
trick.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's very easy.
Yeah, it's true. Try to convince your opponent to only spend 6,000 gold.
Yeah, basically. So in a scenario like this in a late game, balance of power is like your main resource for winning.
Okay.
Because with Malice, anyway,
you can transform
because it
and just
turns
get a
out
shit ton.
that if he has a skirmish cav with any ammo left, he gets the right to kite you out for the rest of the game, and Malice will die. So, be very careful with that transformation.
Makes sense.
That's sort of why Malice is so terrible in multiplayer.
Because he just
like if he had a way of like forcing combat, or maybe if he could toggle between being transformed or not, like he might actually be good. In fact, I actually think he would be very good if he could toggle.
CA, get on it.
Yeah, get on it, CA.
Get on it. Give him the toggle.
This is fine.
I'm definitely of the mindset that anything that the multiplayer community says is a meme, something should be done. If we're all like, this unit sucks, some's got to be done. But, I mean, you can't have everything. You can't have everything.
Well, yeah, but there's so many units and factions in this game that trying to keep everything competitive.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really tough.
Yeah.
And,
they've done a
honestly,
very good job
for build
with
roulette,
15
that would
factions.
be really bad, actually. Because if everything is viable, then there's no way to predict what your opponent will bring, and yeah. And then suddenly you're not playing the game anymore. You're just literally just playing roulette every game, and that would really suck. So.
Don't make good points against my opinion. How dare you? How dare you?
How dare I?
Don't you dare take my Tretch memes away from me, CA. That's funny. That's funny. And how do you know what's good if you don't have units that are bad? If everything is good, then nothing is good. It's all just there. It's true. What's gonna happen, Ice? What's gonna happen? Who's gonna win?
It depends on the transformation, but I think if the melee engagement, comes, then yeah, this should be a Dark Elf win right now. It also depends on Winds of Magic for the greenskins. Like if he's got like multiple gazes and Mork left. Honestly, he probably can't even get Malice to transform. So, like I don't think there's anything to kill current Malice. Never mind Zarkan as well.
Gotcha.
So yeah, this looks like a Dark Elf win.
Ammo is running very low. Goblin Wolf Riders are debating about leaving the game. They're not sure.
I would also though recommend bringing either double caster or bringing your caster on foot, because you saw how bad the Gaze of Mork, Vindictive Glare, character snipe combo is. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's really tough to deal with. So
Against Greenskins, you would bring double caster or
yeah,
caster on foot.
yes,
Okay.
as Dark Elves. Although maybe in a rush build it's fine. I don't know. I'll have to think about it, but yeah, it's a little bit suspect, I think. But then the question becomes like, what second cast do you take? Because fire is like the only one you actually want.
Hmm.
Um,
I do know the best thing about this replay, because it is a Ninja replay, the best thing about it is that we don't have to watch it live, because Ninja is a lagger.
oh really?
Yeah, so that could
That
definitely
sucks.
affect
Actually,
the outcome of this
I think I
game.
played a couple games with Nina. And yeah, we lagged quite a bit.
Yeah, he
Um,
lags. And he'll tell you it's because he's in Germany, but that's not true, because I play with a bunch of German folks, and I don't lag.
well, I don't honestly with how this game's connections and lobbies work. I don't think it's players' faults when they're laggy. Even Void, it's not even his fault. Um,
Blame the players. Okay. Alright.
but
And
no, I mean,
I don't mind
there's
if you're
like
a lagger.
strange random connections that are laggy even for me. Like I'm trying to think. For some reason,
Doodles
I get like a lot of lag playing against tank sometimes.
Doodles says it's Ninja's fault, and he's in Clan GGX with Ninja, so confirmed.
Okay,
it's
so
his
that
fault.
transformation is a huge mistake. Like that's a horrible mistake. You'll still win,
Just wasn't when
but
he
yeah,
wanted to use it.
you need to wait before you do that.
I mean, he routed everything else
Uh,
off, and he forces Warzag to fight him, so...
yeah, no, it looks fine, but just with Malice, use his regular HP. Like, why not?
Mm-hmm.
You get them both.
There it is.
Um,
As
yeah,
Spicy Icy predicted.
interesting game.
Oh, you blame me for the lag. Got it. Yeah. I probably am lagging people, to be honest. That was funky. I really think that the very beginning engagement, where he lost all that HP and got those routes, came to bite him in the butt at the end.
Well, I don't know what happened with the front line. Maybe Satsuma missed counter charges or maybe got
Yeah.
shot a bit.
Mm.
But also, Cold One Knights don't do anything here. Like, you should swap those 2 Cold One Knights for 4 Dark Riders. Without question.
There's like no value anywhere. It's really kind of interesting. Lots of 5s and 3s, and oh, there's a 10 on this Black Orc Corsair though.
Yeah, I think that's the one that shut down the Rock Lover.
Probably.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
I mean, it's interesting that this worked.
Yeah, Jack. If you're me, just transform.
But the other thing, of course, is that me and Satsuma have played this so much that I think he really expects Marathi Double Manticore, 4 Squadroners, you know, and a bunch of Dark Riders.
Yeah,
Right?
he's expecting something really meta to pop out,
Yeah.
but it just didn't.
But yeah, you had nothing against the skirmish cav. So I'm not really sure why the skirmish cav didn't perform. I think it might have been on Satsuma for that one.
Jeez, Setsuma, come on, bud. I don't know you. Don't watch this. Oh God. We got Way versus Lotus. We got
Awesome.
the Darkies.
We can do this as the last one. It's getting pretty late here.
No worries, man. And
Up early in the morning. So. I mean, cool build. ROR Executioners, hell yeah.
Cold One Knights. Everyone's bringing Cold One Knights.
Why, guys? Just bring Dark Riders instead.
Morathi double
Um,
Assassin.
Admittedly, if you don't have man scores, then you probably do need something a little bit heavier hitting. So
So Cold
one
One
or
Knights
two
kind of
Cold
makes
Knights,
sense.
but
Okay.
you still want Dark Riders. They're just so good.
They're just
Um,
so good, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, they've got to be one of the best light cav units in the
Yeah,
game.
they are crazy. They win
Um,
against other light cav like head on. They
yeah, I'm not sure if they beat Reavers, but Reavers don't have shields, right?
yeah, no.
Um, they also don't have murderous prowess, and they get shot on the way in, so they lose their
We got
martial
Princess
prowess.
and a Mage of Fire on a Dorgan. This is a great match. Such a
This
cool
is
unit, I think. The unit models in this game are just so good. We've got 5 White
they're
Lions
pretty,
of Krace.
especially Marathi. Marathi's model is just great.
Aren't just it's just Morathi. Everybody loves Morathi.
Yeah,
That's what my ad
single
for this
dragon
said.
prince.
It said prepare to a simp for Morathi very, very hard.
Indeed.
Dragon Princes, Mage of Life on the chariot. Look at this slow-mo fireball coming in. Look at that. It's just
What I'm interested. Is it going on Marathi,
I
or is it
thought it
going on
might
the
be going
Scourge
after
Runner?
a Scourge Runner, but I can't quite
Oh, it's
tell.
going on the Executioners. Ah, that makes sense.
Ooh, and it's got a decent you know, casting
Yeah,
angle,
I mean it should be a little bit more from the side.
but oh, it just misses. That was so
Yeah.
sad. 2 of them are dead though,
It's
laying
just
down.
poor two dudes. Yeah.
Alrighty.
I mean, if you're a high elf player watching this, just don't bring dragons.
Just don't do it. Lotus Moon does what he wants. He's Lotus Moon.
Yeah, he does, and honestly, his builds are definitely like one of the weakest parts about his play. Like his micro and his game understanding, like in game, is just top tier, and I'd
So he should
never
be in
expect to beat him. But
XMT is what you're saying. Because he just built
yeah, I guess.
absolutely wild and stuff.
Well, I feel like he's just stuck. Like he plays something on quick battle and then wins with it, and then convinces himself that it's like really competitive. Um,
When
but we're
he's
all
what
sort of
makes
guilty
it
of that.
really competitive. He's the legendary Lotus Moon. I know Lotus pretty well, so I'm gonna definitely tell him that you're talking smack.
I mean the princess idea here is actually mainstream. Like this is actually one of the best ways to kill Marathi. You just shoot her with the princess all game,
Yeah, that makes
and if
sense.
she's on foot, then that's even worse.
Yeah.
So a good fireball this time. Yeah, that's good work.
Ooh, that was so solid. Look at
That
them,
was
they're
much
laying
better.
down on the job now.
Hmm. Fast forward.
Poor Marathi. Fast forward, huh?
Nobody wants to watch this.
Doot doot. Wand coming down. Marathi almost dead. Soul stealing that one thing just to get enough HP. Just to get
So
enough
something
HP.
else you should know is that Marathi heals. Well, everyone who use Soul Stealer, they heal from Soul Stealer regardless of if you hit something. So there are
Really?
very rare cases where you really want to keep your caster alive. Say you're being sniped by Sisters of Twilight, right?
Uh-huh.
That's a very common one. You just put Soul Stealer on the ground just to keep your lord alive.
Wow, I've never even... I didn't know you
Um,
just healed from Soul Stealer, to be honest with you.
like it's a very rare scenario
Right.
where you're having like a big engagement and your infantry need the leadership, and if your lord dies, then you might just lose. Um, and your Malekith is being sniped, and the 400 HP will make a difference.
Both the
Um,
lords getting killed here, basically, it looks like.
yeah, that's a weird one.
Balance of power is just staying dead even. like Ice has been stressing for a while here, you don't have to take melee engagements.
Exactly, yeah.
It's doing
See,
this
Lotus
kite.
knows this like super duper well.
Yeah, Lotus. Of course, Lotus knows that.
That's why he's known as one of the best kite players there is. So.
Yep. He just moves back, and I'm working on this whole idea of do the kite fight, and then
Yeah.
make the engagement. And there goes the princess. Bye bye. Interesting.
This is actually why a lot of kite builds focus on killing enemy mobility first, because everything else you can kite out with your slowest kite units, like archers,
Yeah.
right? And you know, if you had Dark Riders here, you would actually be able to pressure for an engagement. But
Because they're fast.
with cold ones,
Yeah.
there's no chance. Like, you're just gonna get screened out by white
Speed.
lines.
A lot of the people I've had on here, you guys, talk about speed a lot. Ice Power is continuing this trend of you need speed. Which makes sense. I'm sure, like, not taking engagements, I imagine, at the higher levels happens a lot more than it does down in the depths.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. I mean, Lotus should be shooting cold on Knights right now as well, by the way. But yeah,
Yeah, oh yeah, right here.
we
They're
all
just
miss.
sitting here.
Yeah, we all miss micro. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Oh. Oh, nice job by Wei to spread
Yeah,
the formation
he
out.
manages to dodge it.
That was really good.
Now executioners still have like fairly low HP and no shields, so they're still gonna get shot by archers and lose. Okay, this is a pretty horrible Dark Elf engagement here. The
Yeah.
Cold on Knights.
What's going on?
Because you're engaging against great weapon infantry, which of course are the same as spears, you have to remember. And Dragon Princes, so
Yeah,
you don't even
exactly.
have like
The
mass
Dorgan
superiority.
Princes.
And then you get side charged by Dragon Princes. Ouch.
Ouch. And then the Lyrian Reavers even are going to come in and just, they have already
Like,
used all their ammo.
you've got to think in a scenario like this, is it worth me to shut down the ranged unit, the 475 gold ranged unit, for like 3 seconds? Or should I countercharge the Dragon Princes instead?
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's far better to countercharge the Dragon Princes.
Yeah.
Of course. You might still carry it out, just because of assassins. But actually, no, probably not. You can't kill the Dragon Princes. Yeah, Dragon Prince is not going to be killable now.
It's also low.
Because you wasted all your Squadron ammo. Killing the princess, right? But only killing the princess after she killed Marathi.
Yeah, Marathi
So she
died.
fulfilled her entire purpose,
Yeah.
and then you spent all the ammo killing her anyway, which makes no sense.
Hi, Phoenix King. Thank you for the follow. I am familiar with you, of course.
I mean, sending Squadroners into melee against Cav is very suspect.
Who would you recommend the Scourge Runners have shot at? This dragon, perhaps?
No.
The
No, Dragon
Reavers.
Princes. At the start of the game, you can shoot Reaver Archers.
Okay.
Because if you shoot them at the start, because of the way Scourge Runners work, like they remove models with each shot.
And they're just going to deplete the DPS potential.
Exactly, yeah. You're actually working on a full DPS, cap once you start killing models.
Right.
But ideally, the Dragon Princes.
Okay.
I know you couldn't shoot them, but you do the classic Squadroner thing of, I'm gonna cycle charge your front line, and the only way you can stop me is by sending your cav at me. Which I'm then gonna retreat again. I'm gonna shoot the cav.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is why Squadroners are so good. This is actually, funnily enough, how Way Watcher Kite used to work. You used to send Wild Riders in to cycle charge a front line.
Yeah.
And then if the enemy cav came forward to stop you, you would shoot them with Way Watchers. Right?
Okay, yeah.
That's how you actually waywatch a kite. Now, you can't really do that these days because of the countercharge bug.
Yeah, but I mean that's about to be gone. You would think.
It's sort of partially gone, in the beta. But yeah, I think we'll be seeing more waywatch a kite of like the old style with Wild Riders. Which honestly, I'm not looking forward to.
So, you said it's partially gone. You don't think that the cav or that charge bug is completely gone in the beta?
The cav beta doesn't bring cavalry back to how it used to be.
Yeah, I think that.
I mean, it used to be that you could kill a full executioner with a knight's errant.
Jesus.
So 700 gold non-AP cav with sufficient cycle charge could kill a 1200 gold armor-piercing greatsword infantry.
Do you feel that CA like this is my opinion? I think CA intended to nerf the ability of cavalry to kill everything. You know, I think they intended to bring them a little far down. It's just they went way too far. It might have been a bug too. You know, it didn't necessarily go as intended, but I do think they intended to make cavalry worse than it has been.
Right, and Cold on Knights, of course, doing literally nothing all game again.
Yeah, literally nothing.
Um,
Scourge Runners going insane, 24 and 12. Scourge
Yep.
Runners 2 and 4.
I mean, they do at times
Eight.
like this because nobody wants to shoot Scourge Runners, right? Because you'll just dodge
Yep.
if you're any good. So they always seem to get all their value off. They're a very solid unit.
Damn,
really.
that mage. Princess getting a 19, mage getting a 23. Yeah, that was just a masterclass in kiting, not taking an engagement. Yeah, that was amazing.
For sure. If you do try this at home, though, don't take a dragon. Just take a mage and then take a phoenix, right? Like,
yeah.
you don't need the dragon.
This is
I mean,
for
I know
moon
Lotus,
gods
Lotus
only.
and Falcon just like dragons, though. Like, I mean, they take the units because they enjoy them, which is
Everybody likes dragons. You don't like dragons, Spicy?
I like black dragons.
Oh, okay. Dragons are cool.
Dragons are cool.
Everybody knows. That's why people take them. Alrighty. Well, I really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, it's been good fun.
People were very excited. There was a lot of hype. People were constantly telling me, when is Ice Power coming on? And I'm like, Tuesday, like everybody else always comes on.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of replays. You're a popular dude,
No,
man.
honestly, it's among some circles. I guess that's true.
Yeah. See,
in other circles, I am less popular.
It's good to be modest, or perhaps maybe have a realistic view. I don't know. I'm relatively new. I'm relatively new to the scene, you know. So
No, I'm I'd say I'm well known for being opinionated, shall we say?
good. I like opinionated people.
I mean, it's a good thing, but I won't pretend it hasn't come back to bite me in the ass. And there are some grudges I have that I wish I didn't have. But then it's so hard to rebuild bridges that you've already burnt
deep in
down,
your heart and find forgiveness. Okay, Ice
Yeah.
Power.
Yeah. Well, on that note, you have a good stream.
Thank you very
I'll be
much.
chilling around, but I'm gonna make some dinner and go to bed.
All right, right on. I do often I open the floor up, you know, at the very end here. If you have anything you want to say to people or any, I don't know if you stream. I think you do. If you want to plug anything or you have any events coming up or
I
anything
do stream
like that.
on occasion. I stream on YouTube, so
Okay.
you guys just literally just type IcepowerTW on YouTube. I'll be there.
There you go.
Yeah. Honestly, just please, 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 stop prioritizing Cold War Knights over Dark Riders. Just that's my final word.
We saw that many times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, great.
No.
This is fun. We should do it again
Absolutely, man.
in a month or two. All
No,
right.
Dino, I'm not. I'm gonna keep streaming, man. All right.
In a bit then. Have a good one.
Have a good one
Bye,
yourself,
guys.
Ice Power. Thank you again for coming on. Have a great dinner, great sleep, bud.